I'm sure you'll have seen by now the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Well, it's not that big of news, but it's news now because the rioting that happened, the looting that occurred, the fires that were started, the dealership that lost all of its cars. If you think I'm joking, I'm not. That happened. And we're going to get into that, but I wanted to just point out that if the police tell you to stop, that's what you should do. Right or wrong, you can fight that out later. But to think that you are going to hold court in the streets by disobeying the law, by being told a lawful statement, a lawful order from a law enforcement officer and denying it, you're saying you're above the law in that moment. So I just hear out when all the different politicians and different people in the media say, "Oh, no one is above the law. No one is above the law. These police officers, no one is above the law. These politicians, no one is above the law." The people that disobey direct lawful orders from the police, they're not above the law. So, Jacob Blake, you're not above the law. Now you're not above the ground, and that's a sad thing. I don't mean to make fun. It's a sad thing when you're being shot dead in front of your kids because you didn't listen to the police. And you could have just stopped. Whatever it was that you were afraid of, that would have been better than being shot in front of your kids. This is a selfish act, by the way. Suicide by cop is a selfish act because you're ruining the life and reputation of the police officers on the scene, and you're ruining life for all your friends and family and the people that care about you, including the people that are in the car. They said, "Oh, my kids are in the car." Well, he didn't care. He didn't care when you put them in danger. Let's read this. Before we do, like this video, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and if you would, open up a new tab and find a random profile, a random page, random something, comment section if you would, and then just drop a link to this video in there, because hopefully that just drags a couple of randoms in, and we get about 50% of those people to stay. It says Wisconsin County again declared an emergency curfew after a night of protests over a video that showed police officers firing several shots at close range into a black man's chest. This says, why did I read back and it said back, but I said chest? Several shots at close range into a black man's back Sunday night. The curfew will be in effect from 8 p.m. Monday night until 7 a.m. Tuesday, so it's again tonight is what you're hearing, according to the Kenosha Police Department. The Wisconsin National Guard is headed to Kenosha on Monday, that's today, according to the Kenosha News. The State Department of Justice is investigating after officers from the department responding to a domestic incident shortly after 5 p.m. were involved in a shooting, according to the news release. Why is the Department of Justice going after what the news is reporting? Shouldn't they be just... Anyways, they should be going after what the police reported. The man who was shot, identified by Governor Tony Evers as Jacob Blake, was airlifted to the Milwaukee hospital and is in serious condition as of early Monday, police had said. Tyrone Muhammad, a member of the group's ex-cons for community and social change, someone who I probably would have a lot of respect for, said that Blake's father told him Blake was out of surgery and he is expected to survive. Well, thank God. So you're not dead after all. Thank God. So my little quip earlier about you being not above the ground anymore, that's just a joke because I didn't mean it, and he's not even dead. On Twitter, Governor Evers said he and his wife hope for Blake's recovery. Well, yeah, I hope he recovers. I just don't know why or give a shit for why he didn't follow the instructions the police gave him. If the police said, stand on your hands, do a dance, and slash someone's throat, you obviously shouldn't and can't do that. But if the police say, stop where you are, don't move, don't reach for that, and they're begging you. You can see the video, they're pulling his shirt saying, please don't. They have their guns drawn saying, please man, don't. This was suicide by cop. Quote, while we do not have all the details yet, we know for certain that he is not the first black man or person to have been shot or injured or mercilessly killed. So they don't care that he's not even dead. They're going to riot all the same. And you'd think, well, if he's not dead, then they can't charge him with murder and they shouldn't be No, it's a principled thing. If you thought it was wrong to shoot him, you think it's wrong to shoot him no matter if he lives or dies. What's dumb is that it's not wrong to have shot him. He shouldn't have done what he did. And that's not what you're going to hear in the news. So this says a news conference scheduled to take place outside of Kenosha on Monday afternoon was moved to a city building as a safety measure, Mayor John Antamarian said. I don't know if I'm going to say that right. Antaramian. Well, how did I butcher that so poorly the first time? Antaramian addressed protesters through a megaphone outside the building. Oh, that's got to be great. Promising that we're going to make sure that the justice is done for everyone. I'm just guessing. Let's see if I was even remotely correct. Screaming, blast. Oh my gosh, look at these people. They're pushing on me. They're pushing on me. They're pushing on me. I don't see shit coming from a mayor in that. So here's Kenosha, if you weren't aware. Right on the border, right there on Lake Michigan. Very nice. And if you are not aware, it is a pretty diverse city, though Wisconsin is not the most diverse state. So if you have to think about it in relative terms, it is one of the more diverse places in a very white state. And yet, do you see the officers? Do you see the officers who are with them? They're not all white. Here's it looks like a white guy and maybe a lady. And there were multiple ladies there, right? So here are the results. They lit a guy's car dealership on fire. There's a car dealership totally gone, been blown up, as you can see. And they narrate this as saying, well, you know, here's a man who loved his family. He was really a pillar of the community at 29, looking this way. Looking like Ice Cube's younger brother. Looking like a 45-year-old man who drives the bus on weekends. Nothing wrong with that, but not someone who looks like a healthy young 29-year-old. Just saying. And I don't know many young 29-year-olds unmarried with 3 children who are doing very well. Actually, I don't know any. So, for that reason, I still don't know any, because this guy's not doing very well. This says in Leanders, across Wisconsin. I don't understand. I'm coming at this a little out of context here. Mixing it up. What? Leanders across Wisconsin? Oh, leaders. Again, I can't read. Jesus. Pete's. Leaders. Holy smokes, I gotta get these things looked at. Across Wisconsin are calling for both peace and justice after Jacob Blake, 29, was shot multiple times Sunday as he leaned into his SUV with his young children inside. Hang on. That's not the context. After he was told multiple times by police to stop moving and instead still reached into his car where he has been known to have had a weapon in the past. That is the accurate way to write that up. But of course, ABC 7, Chicago. Is that not where Don Lemon used to work? Maybe it was. Maybe not. Someone can correct me. But why is it that first you see, he was just a good family man. He was a good family man, 29 years old, just a really good, upstanding gentleman. Never did anything wrong that we're aware of because we refuse to look, because we know where the police reports are and we're aware of how to know, but we're just not going to look. And then, oh, look, it's disturbing because someone was shot. But it's not disturbing that the police did it. It would be far more disturbing if he shot them, which is what may be happening here if it got any further. We still don't know the details. We know that he had a weapon in the past. We know that he was known to have a weapon. We know that he had domestic issues in the past. We know that they were there for a domestic call. We are told it was between 2 women and that he had tried to break it up. Everything is conjecture until we know more. But it's dumb that the news is quickly picking one side. Quickly. We knew it was going to happen. This is the result. People are lighting everything they can on fire. And you heard them say, if it's not going to be Bernie at the convention, we're going to burn down Wisconsin. They said Milwaukee, I think. But do you think that Antifa's not behind some of this? I mean, they have incendiary devices they are ready to set off, and damn it, they just want a fucking reason. So that's what this is. I mean, it's clear. The DNC went off without a hitch. They couldn't attack Biden. They couldn't set anything on fire, so they waited a week, and here they are. That's my quiet theory. And then you have some devastating is the description, not of the rioting or of anything else other than, this is the city is my family, the community is my family, and so if someone in the community dies, it's like my family's dying, man. It's just terrible. It's devastating to me. No, it's not. That's not what he's saying. Stupid. This is a used car lot that he owned. That's his livelihood. You burned it to the ground. That's his family. That's terrible. He doesn't go fuck about your dumb community. He wants his life, his family to do well. And you don't call every Tom, Dick, and Harry drug addict in your city, in your town, your family. It's not your community. That's not how we do it. We don't think global and then act local, like Robert Downey Jr. said. Stupid asshole. This is devastating to a family, to a man, to his livelihood, to his entire everything. Everything this person has is wrapped up in those cars, and it's his life to sell them and make a living. And these people just burned them down, so fuck them. And when they don't listen to police and they get shot, I'm sorry, not sorry. And I'm kind of shocked that he lived. That must mean that the cop was good enough to not just shoot him a bunch in the head. The cop had enough restraint to just shoot him in the back. I doubt he'll ever walk. We're going to see if he lives. He's expected to recover, the dad said. We hope. Let's hope that he will be okay. But I don't care if he died. That's my point. Great that he lives, I suppose. Because his kids need him. Hopefully he learns a lesson. He's not that much older than I. But if the cops told me at gunpoint, stop, I would fucking stop. I wouldn't reach into my car and act like a big boss man. Gonna push the cops around. Oh, I'm ignoring you, dummy. I'm ignoring you, man. I'm ignoring you, fool. Well, guess what? You got shot how many times in the back? Are you gonna walk? Who knows? Who cares? That's my point. I don't care. Because you burned a man's place down. The city around you said, oh, that's our guy. You shot him. So they're going to burn a dealership to the ground. That's a man's life you actually destroyed. Needlessly. He had nothing to do with it. This is Sue Tishuk. So it's going to be a lady. But this is their family. We were going to do a protest. Well, what are you going to do now? Your place is burned down. Anyways, that's it. Like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure I said something you don't agree with. Subscribe to the channel, because if you don't, then how would you know what you don't like about this? And then, if you could, do everything else that you can do to keep America unburnt and afloat.